Welcome back to Bazaar Morning Call, where we have, a couple of days before all the Christmas festivities kick in. And today, the bulls are going to ring in Christmas early, perhaps. The SGX Nifty up almost 80 points. Our entire research team is joining in to help us prep for the day. There are plenty of stocks to talk about. And just look at that, all of them right here in the studio. It is a full house. So, folks, thanks for joining in. Let's kickstart first up with Abhishek. He's... actually, first on the list, right?
It reminds me a bit of like a Marvel setting, right?
Avengers.
I think all of us will take poses.
All the Avengers and the first one. What do you want to be? I mean, Superman, Batman, take your pick. Go ahead. You're looking out for City Union today.
Well, City Union Bank, in one of the weird, update over there, we are seeing divergence still taking place. And now that's absurd given the fact that divergence was a long back gone history amongst banks. So, bank has reported that a City Union Bank has reported a gross NPA divergence of nearly about 260 crores, which forms about 0.64% of the FY22 book. Now, there are many accounts over there. Some are the large ones and some are the smaller ones. Gross NPA divergence is about 20% of the FY22 slippages and more than 13% in terms of absolute value of the gross NPA that they reported in FY22. So provision divergence is a mere 40 crore over there. Now analysts say that they now expect the bank slippages to be around 300 to 320 crore as per management, while they believe, the analyst community believes, that it may be around 400 crore for Q3 FY23. So bank could miss the loan growth guidance of 15 to 18% that they have given for Q3 FY23. Provision divergence is not much. However, analysts believe that the stock can see some decline in the share price. Back to you.
All right, Abhishek, thanks very much for that. Well, commodities is what we're talking about next. Shyam Metalics, Ratnamani Metals, Venus Pipes and Tubes. Najal?
Well, Shyam Metalics, they've come out with another acquisition. They've done a couple of smaller ones in the past year and a half or so. And this is yet another one. So they'll be adding close to 1.5 lakh tons of stainless steel, wire rod and bar mill capacity. They've gone ahead and acquired Mittal Corporate Limited. Now, ferroalloys, remember, is what they, as it is, manufacture. So that will be an input for the acquired unit. So on the whole, they see it as integration and a bit of diversification as well that they're looking at. The company in the past has been saying that their total capacity, production capacity from around 8 million tons, they're looking at it going to around 15 million tons. So this takes them a little bit in that direction, though it's very small, 0.15 million tons odd. Capex that they've lined out is close to around 10,000 crores odd. And they're looking to achieve all of this via organic and inorganic growth. But they're saying that the growth will be funded by internal accrual. So I'll read this positively. Oh, we already moved to the next piece of news as well. So let's address that then. Stainless steel tubes and pipes. Well, there was a recommendation that had come in the month of September. Now the Ministry of Finance has gone ahead and accepted this anti-dumping duty. Stainless steel tubes and pipes, it's a large portion of it meets a large portion of domestic demand, the imports that is. So the recommendation has been accepted. We'll have to see the magnitude, but it's been recommended for the next 5 years or so. So two big beneficiaries out there, that's Ratnamani Metals as well as Venus Pipes, because they make stainless steel pipes. I don't think you should look at the others, and Jindal Saw as well, they have a small portion out there. So positive for all these three stocks, that's Shyam Metalics because of the acquisition, and Venus Pipes as well as Ratnamani Metals.
Okay, I'm also going with positive for Uno Minda this morning. There's an update that the company has given where they've entered into a licensing agreement with a company in Korea called Ascentec. Now, this is in order to strengthen their automotive sensors portfolio. They will be designing, developing and marketing wheel speed sensors in India. And now with a lot of the new, SUVs coming out, these wheel speed sensors have picked up pace in terms of demand. Ascentec is actually a leading supplier to OEMs in Korea as well as in the international market. And Uno Minda had a couple of years ago set up a separate division for automotive sensors. Now, it's back in focus. They've signed up this license agreement because of the rising demand of evolving technology in the sensor space. Now, remember, the stock has not done anything for investors this year. It's down 12% in 2022 so far. But Uno Minda is doing a lot in the space of electric vehicles, and there's an expectation that their earnings will grow exponentially in the next couple of years. So perhaps that's why the stock is in focus. But the performance this year has been quite lackluster. Today, though, I'm going with green on this stock.
Okay, all right. Let's get in Vahistha. Then Vahistha, you're tracking Dixon Technologies as well as Jubilant Foodworks. We're getting the pizza, I believe, in 20 minutes. Are you treating us?
Well, only maybe on a Friday then. Let me start with Dixon Technologies, wherein the company has received incentives of approximately 58 crores for the mobile manufacturing for the quarter of Jan to March 2022. Remember, the last time we had interacted with the management, they had mentioned that the mobile industry is not growing as expected, and also there could be a degrowth in this year. Also, there was another piece of news in the same space, which is on Foxconn India, which has been issued incentives of 357 crores for the period ending August 21 all the way to March 22. Which is based on the incremental investments and sales figures. And the next stock is Jubilant Foodworks, wherein Domino's has launched 20 minutes delivery in 20 zones across 14 cities in India, and the brand had earlier achieved, as we know, 30 minutes of delivery and established itself as amongst the leaders in the QSR category.
Okay, I don't understand this though. If you can wait 30 minutes,
20
you can wait. Yeah. If you can wait 20 minutes, you can wait 30 minutes, right? I mean, I don't understand the difference. Why is this making news?
But what are the pizzas coming, Nigel?
Yeah.
What?
Why is that? I'm on a low budget.
Pizza's coming in 20
You know, I'd
minutes.
rather wait 30 minutes and let them cook that pizza properly than, you know, hurry it up and reach me in 20 minutes. But okay, we're waiting for that one, Vaishta. But let's go across to Vivek. He's standing by patiently. Vivek, you're looking at Sterling and Wilson, and you're also tracking Dabur this morning?
That's right. So Sterling and Wilson, very healthy subscription figures coming in as far as the OFS is concerned. And, you know, both of the promoter entities who are looking to pay a stake via the OFS, remember this was mainly done in order to adhere to the MPS norms of SEBI, which is the minimum public shareholding. So both of the promoters have decided to partially, upsize the option or partially take fact of the fact that given the fact that Shapoorji Pallonji OFS is now at 3.08% versus the earlier 3.69% that they had indicated earlier, and Khurshid Darwala will now do the OFS of 1.32% versus the earlier 1.58%. The other stock that we are looking at is Dabur, largely along the lines of what we had indicated in yesterday's trading session. Two promoter enterprises, Gyan Enterprises and Chaudhary Associates, sold almost 1% stake in the company, and the entities are major shareholders of Dabur. And like our colleague Nigel Mangalam had indicated, this is mainly to fund some ventures in the private hands of the Berman family.
That'll be interesting to see, where they go ahead and put this money. Yesterday, at least, if you saw, there are two listed companies. That's Eveready in the last hour of trade went up, and Religare as well. So interesting, where do they put that money? For now, we have no clarity as to where, but we know that these are held by the family itself. The intraday chart of Eveready, if you see it, it recovered substantially from the low point of the day. So let's see whether or not there is some action on the listed entities, or whether or not they go ahead and put some money on the unlisted entities. But thanks, guys, for joining in. Well, let's do a quick recap then of all the stocks that we just covered. Stocks with positive news flow include Shyam Metalics and Energy, Ratnamani Metals, Venus Pipes and Tubes, Uno Minda, Dixon Technologies, Jubilant Foodworks, Sterling and Wilson Renewable, and Dabur. While stocks with negative news flow, they include City Union Bank and Piramal Enterprises.
Okay, that's the list of stocks that you should watch out for today. But Manisha Gupta is joining us to tell us how the commodity market has been shaping up so far. Manisha, hi, good morning. What are you watching?
Morning, Sonia. Well, I'm looking at the crude and the metal prices. Japan tweaking its ultra-loose policy for the first time in decades clearly has led to yen gaining up, and the dollar index continues to trade at a 6-month low, and that has been supportive for commodities across. The crude oil prices, for one, are back above, holding $80 a barrel. That is because the U.S. crude inventories have declined by a big margin than what the street was expecting. And then the Russian seaborne crude shipments also have declined post the G7 sanctions. Keystone Pipeline, the partial resumption has begun, but the full operation will only begin in next week, and that has added premium to prices. And then the U.S. is also looking to refill its petroleum reserve, which, by the way, is at around 38-year lows, is supporting the crude oil prices. In the metal space, gold and silver gained up by 2%. You have metal prices all up between 1 to 3% as well. So the weakness in U.S. dollar clearly a supportive factor.
Okay, Manisha, thanks for that. Let's take a quick break. On the other side of the break, Devin Choksi of KR Choksi will be with us for some stock talk. Also, Atul Lal of Dixon Technology will join in to discuss the PLI approval of over 400 crore rupees for mobile manufacturing to Foxconn India, as well as Dixon's subsidiary Paget Electronics. More on that in a bit.